So today I'm reviewing a Chanel fragrance, which I haven't done in a while. Specifically, this is Chanel Sycomore. And I've heard a lot about Sycomore in particular, and I looked up the notes and it sounds like something at least I would quite enjoy. It's primarily a woodsy, sort of spicy, slightly smoky sort of fragrance, so definitely on the heavier side. It came out in 2016, and this one at least is the Eau de Parfum, so I imagine it's going to be pretty strong. I'll put some on. This actually smells familiar, but the opening is interesting. It's not super heavy in the beginning. It's more like kind of a smooth, warm mist, I suppose, but it very quickly dives into some deeper notes. So the notes in this particular fragrance, according to my list: vetiver, cypress, juniper, spices, sandalwood, tobacco, pink pepper, aldehydes, and violet. So there are quite a lot of wood notes, which is unsurprising considering that this is called sycamore, which is a tree. So I would say the opening is somewhat green compared to how it dries down. You're really gonna get, you know, some of those more leafy notes when you first put it on, but that only lasts for about a minute, and then it dries down into a much warmer sort of fragrance. Surprisingly, it's lighter than I would have expected, especially since it has like tobacco notes and stuff like that. Usually that creates a very heavy, strong scent, but this is actually pretty moderate, pretty mild, but still has that really special warmth to it. It's very natural. It's very much like you're kind of just sitting in a park or in a forest, you know, that natural woodiness and leafiness and that sort of thing. Then the tobacco note is very prominent, but it kind of drifts, wafts in the background. It's not super forward or super in your face. It's definitely more of like a kind of subdued, which is nice because sometimes tobacco notes can be a little too strong, too smoky, but this is like someone's having a bonfire, you know, 4 blocks down from you, you know, distant smokiness. And there's also a little bit of natural sweetness. I imagine that's from the violet note. That's pretty much the only floral note in this fragrance. And it does add just a touch of sweetness, which is really nice because it completely balances out some of these heavier notes. And the wood notes, of course, are very, very pleasant, especially if you enjoy wood notes. The sandalwood especially adds a certain warmth to it, and it's very, very pleasant. This is a very good unisex option, I would say. It is maybe a little bit more on the feminine side, but just barely. In general, this is a really good unisex option. And it's just good if you like natural scents as well, because this is a very, very natural smelling sort of fragrance with those wood notes, you know, the floral notes, things like that. I would say the spices are very, very mild. When I saw spices, I was expecting something very kind of, I guess like maybe Shalimar or Youth Dew, like something very, very spicy, but this is actually very toned down. The spices are still there, but they're kind of, again, subdued like the tobacco note. So this is a really good option. So it's warm, but not really that heavy. Light enough for daytime use, but also substantial enough for evening use. So this is actually very, very versatile. I would say you could wear this anytime, anywhere. Of course, this is a more pricey option, so maybe better for more special occasions, but in general it's extremely versatile just how it smells. So you won't have to worry too much about you know, your environment. And I would say this is a pretty universally enjoyable fragrance. I think most people would probably enjoy this because it is so inoffensive. It's, you know, like I said, very natural notes. Yeah, again, it's just a very, very pleasant sort of fragrance. There's nothing to really dislike unless you really hate wood notes for some reason. But other than that, it's surprisingly light, refreshing, natural, just a nice fragrance. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. My main qualm, I would say, if I had anything bad to say about it, it is pretty light, especially for an Eau de Parfum. Usually they pack more of a punch, but this one's definitely on the lighter side. I would personally prefer it to be a little bit stronger, but I just prefer stronger fragrances in general, so I think most people probably wouldn't care about its strength. It's a good moderate fragrance. The longevity as well, because it is on the lighter side, I would say moderate longevity, maybe 5 hours. You know, nothing crazy, but nothing too light either. So kind of nice, right in the middle. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about Chanel Sycomore. If you have any opinions or questions about this particular fragrance, you can always leave those down in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.